If you're waking up 2 or more times every night to use the bathroom, what I'm about to tell you could save your life. And I need you to hear it before you go to sleep tonight. A landmark study, published this January in the World Journal of Urology, Volume 44, has just confirmed what cardiologists have suspected for years. Nocturia, that frequent nighttime urination you've been blaming on your bladder, on your prostate, on just getting older, is now a clinically validated marker of left-sided heart pressure and hemodynamic congestion. In plain language, your heart is struggling, and your bladder is the alarm bell. Most doctors will send you home with a pill for your bladder. They will completely miss what's actually happening inside your chest. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact pattern cardiologists now look for, the one specific question your doctor is not asking you, and the simple bedside test you can do tonight to know if you're at risk. Don't skip ahead. The third sign is the one almost everyone misses. For the last 20 years, if you told your doctor you were peeing 3 times a night, you got one of 3 answers. Cut back on water, take this bladder pill, or it's just your prostate. Every one of those answers can be deadly wrong. Let me show you exactly how this conversation usually goes. You sit down in the exam room. The doctor has 11 minutes. They ask, "Any concerns today?" You mention the bathroom trips. They nod. They type something into the computer. They ask if you've had any burning, any difficulty starting the stream. You say no. They prescribe a low-dose bladder medication, or they refer you to a urologist, and the visit is over in under 4 minutes. Nobody listened to your heart. Nobody asked about your sleep position. Nobody weighed you. Nobody looked at your ankles. And here's why that matters. Nocturia is not a urological problem. Not anymore. The 2026 research has reclassified it. It is a cardiovascular problem wearing a urological costume. The reason your doctor missed it isn't because they're a bad doctor. It's because the medical system still treats the bladder and the heart as separate departments. Different specialists, different billing codes, different floors of the hospital. The bladder doctor never talks to the heart doctor, and you fall into the gap between them. By the end of this video, you will know more about this connection than 90% of family doctors. That's not an exaggeration. That's the gap that exists right now in 2026. Let me explain what's actually happening inside your body. I'm going to use 2 simple pictures. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember these 2. Picture number 1, a kitchen sink. When your heart is healthy, it pumps blood through your body the way a sink pumps water through the drain, smoothly, fully, with no backup. But when the left side of your heart starts to weaken, it can't keep up with the demand during the day. Fluid that should be circulating starts to pool. Where does it pool? In the lowest parts of your body. Your ankles, your calves, your feet. You don't notice it during the day, because gravity is holding it down there. Then you lie down to go to sleep. The moment you go horizontal, gravity stops working against that fluid. It rushes back into your circulation. Your kidneys, which are very good at their job, see all this extra fluid and start filtering it out, and your bladder fills. Twice, 3 times, 4 times a night. Every time you wake up to pee, your body is decompressing your heart. Your bladder is doing the work your heart can no longer do on its own. Now picture number 2, a garden hose with a slight kink in it. During the day, when you're standing and walking, your leg veins have to work hard against gravity. That's the kink. The water, your blood and fluid, gets held back in your legs. The moment you lie flat, the kink straightens out. Everything that was held back releases, and your kidneys deal with the overflow. This is what doctors mean when they say hemodynamic congestion. It's a fancy phrase for one simple idea. Fluid is in the wrong place at the wrong time, because your heart is no longer powerful enough to keep it moving. This connection isn't new science. The mechanism has been understood for 40 years. What's new is that we now have hard data showing that the severity of nocturia tracks directly with the severity of cardiac pressure. The more times you wake up, the worse the congestion. It's a dose-response relationship. And that is what the January 2026 paper finally proved. So why did it take until 2026? Because nobody was looking. The bladder doctors weren't measuring heart pressure. The heart doctors weren't asking about bathroom trips. And you were caught in the middle. Here are the 3 patterns cardiologists are now trained to recognize. I want you to listen to all 3. The third one is the one I promised you at the start. Pattern number 1. You wake up more than twice a night, every night, for more than 2 weeks. Not occasionally, not after a big glass of water at dinner. Consistently. 2 weeks is the threshold. If this is you, that is signal 1. Pattern number 2. Your ankles or your socks leave deep marks by the end of the day. Take your shoes off at 6 in the evening. Look at your ankles. If you can press your finger into the skin and the indentation stays there for more than 10 seconds, that is fluid. That is the daytime storage. Your heart isn't moving. The same fluid that's going to wake you up at 3 in the morning. That is signal 2. Pattern number 3. The one almost nobody catches. You wake up needing to pee, and you notice you're slightly short of breath. Or, and this is the one I really want you to hear, you've started sleeping on 2 pillows when you used to sleep on 1. Maybe you tell yourself you just sleep better that way now. Maybe you blame the pillow. Maybe you don't even realize you've done it. That extra pillow has a medical name. It's called orthopnea, and it is the cardiac giveaway. You're propping yourself up because lying flat makes it hard to breathe. And it makes it hard to breathe because your lungs are starting to hold fluid too. If you have all 3 of these patterns, you are not in the early stage anymore. You are in the stage where this video found you in time. I promised you something you could do tonight. Here it is. 3 simple tests. You don't need a doctor. You don't need a machine. You need 10 seconds, a pair of socks, and a notebook. Test 1. The sock line test. At the end of the day, sometime between 6 and 8 in the evening, pull off your socks. Look at your ankles. Do you see a deep ring where the elastic was? Press your finger into that ring. Count to 10 with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now look at the spot. Is the indentation still there? If yes, that is pitting edema. That is fluid. Mark it down. Test 2. The pillow question. This one is just one question. Ask yourself honestly, in the last 12 months, have you started sleeping on more pillows than you used to? Or have you started using a wedge? Or do you sleep more comfortably in the recliner than in the bed? If the answer is yes to any of those, mark it down. Test 3. The evening weigh-in. For the next 7 nights, weigh yourself at the same time every evening, right before bed. Same scale, same clothes, or no clothes. Write the number down each night. At the end of the week, compare. If your weight has gone up 3 pounds or more in 7 days, and you haven't changed your diet, that is not fat. Fat does not arrive in 3 days. That is fluid. And that is your third confirmation signal. If you score positive on 2 out of 3, here is what I want you to do. Call your doctor this week. Not next month, not at your annual physical. This week. And when you sit down in that exam room, I want you to use this exact phrase. Write it down. I want to be screened for hemodynamic congestion, not just an enlarged prostate. That sentence will change the entire visit. Because it tells your doctor you know what you're looking for. And no doctor wants to look like they missed it. Now I want to give you something even more powerful. Something your cardiologist might not even do at your first appointment. Most doctors, when they're trying to figure out nocturia, ask the wrong question. They ask, how often do you wake up at night? The right question is this: how much volume are you producing at night versus during the day? That ratio has a name. It's called nocturnal polyuria, and the threshold is very specific. If more than 33% of your total daily urine output is happening overnight, between when you go to bed and when you get up in the morning, that is the cardiac fingerprint. Not the bladder fingerprint, the cardiac one. Here's how to measure it. You don't need anything fancy. You need a measuring cup, something that goes up to at least 32 ounces. A clean plastic container with markings on the side. You can buy one at any pharmacy for under $5. For 3 days, every time you urinate, you measure, day and night. You write it down on a notepad next to the bed, the time and the amount. At the end of 3 days, you add up everything that happened between bedtime and waking. You add up everything that happened during waking hours. You divide the nighttime total by the full day total. If that number is above 33%, above 1/3, you bring that notebook to your doctor's appointment. Let me tell you what just happened. You just did. At home, with a measuring cup and a pen, what most cardiologists do not do at a first visit. You produce data, not a story, not a complaint. Numbers. And numbers are what move the medical system. When your doctor sees that notebook, they cannot dismiss it as, "You're getting older," because the numbers don't get older. The numbers are the numbers. And those numbers will fast-track you to the right test and the right diagnosis. So let's say you took the tests. The sock line stayed, the pillow count went up, the ratio came back at 38%. You're sitting there now thinking, what do I do? 3 actions, in this exact order. Action 1. Do not stop any medication on your own. I cannot say this strongly enough. If you are on blood pressure medication, on a diuretic, on anything for your heart, do not stop it. Do not cut it in half. Do not skip a dose. That is how seniors end up in the emergency room. Sudden withdrawal from a blood pressure pill or a diuretic can cause a rebound spike that is far more dangerous than the condition you're trying to address. Whatever changes need to happen, your doctor makes them. Not you, not the internet, your doctor. Action 2. Request 2 specific tests by name. The first is a BNP blood test. BNP. It stands for B-type natriuretic peptide. It's a hormone your heart releases when it's under pressure. A simple blood draw. Results in a day. If your BNP is elevated, that is direct evidence of cardiac strain. The second is an echocardiogram, an ultrasound of your heart. Painless, no needles, no radiation, takes about 30 minutes. It shows your doctor exactly how well your heart is pumping and exactly where the pressure is building. You don't ask for tests for Nocturia. You ask for those 2 by name, BNP and echocardiogram. Write them down before the appointment. Action 3. Review your medication timing. This one is important and overlooked. Some blood pressure medications, when taken at night, dramatically worsen nocturia. Diuretics taken too late in the day flood the system right before bed. Talk to your doctor about timing. Sometimes the same pill, taken at 8 in the morning instead of 8 in the evening, cuts your nighttime trips in half. And while you're waiting for that appointment, you can start 3 things tonight. Free. No prescription needed. Number 1. Elevate your legs for 30 minutes before bed. Get the fluid moving back to your kidneys before you lie down, so your kidneys process it while you're still awake, not at 3 a.m. Number 2. Compression socks during the day. Knee-high, 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury. They keep the fluid from pooling in the first place. Number 3. Finish all liquids by 7 p.m. Your last sip of anything is at 7. Your bladder will thank you within 48 hours. I want to leave you with something bigger than nocturia. In seniors, the body whispers before it screams. Frequent nighttime bathroom trips, slight ankle swelling, a tiny bit of breathlessness on the stairs, sleeping on more pillows. Each one of these by itself gets dismissed. Oh, I'm just getting older. Oh, those stairs are steep. Oh, I always like 2 pillows. But put them next to each other, and a picture appears. They are not separate complaints. They are one conversation your body is having with you. And your body is saying, something is changing in my heart. There are 2 more whispers I want you to know about, because they almost always travel with this group. 1. Unexplained fatigue after light activity. You used to walk to the mailbox and back without thinking. Now you sit down for a minute when you come in. You blame the heat. You blame the news. You blame your age. It might be your heart. 2. A dry nighttime cough. The cough that shows up only when you lie down. The one you've been blaming on the air conditioning, or the dry winter air, or the new pillow. When the lungs start holding even a small amount of fluid, they cough at night, especially when you're flat. That cough is not a throat problem. That cough is a fluid problem. I'm not telling you any of this to frighten you. I'm telling you so you can listen differently. So that the next time your body whispers, you don't dismiss it. You don't blame your age. You don't take a pill that masks the signal. You hear it. You are not getting older. You are getting a message. If this video helped you connect a dot you didn't know was there, I'd ask you to do two things for me. First, share this with one person over 60 who you know wakes up at night. Just one. A spouse, a sibling, a neighbor, a friend from church. Send them the link. You may be the reason they catch this in time. That is not a small thing. That is, possibly, the most important text message you'll send this year. Second, subscribe to the channel, because next week, I'm covering the leg cramp pattern that signals critical limb ischemia. Same kind of hidden warning, different organ. The same medical system that misses Nocturia misses this one too. And the new 2025 protocols out of Mass General have completely changed what we now know about night cramps in seniors. You don't want to miss it. Before I let you go, let me give you the 1-minute version. Save this. Send this. Come back to it. 3 patterns. Waking up more than twice a night for 2 weeks straight. Sock lines that don't go away. Sleeping on more pillows than you used to. 3 tests. The sock line. The pillow question. The 7-day weight check. 3 actions. Don't stop any medication. Ask for a BNP and an echocardiogram by name. Review your medication timing with your doctor. And one phrase. Write this one down. I want to be screened for hemodynamic congestion, not just an enlarged prostate. That sentence might be the most valuable thing you take away from this video, because that sentence is the one that gets you on the right path. Take care of yourselves, listen to your body, and I'll see you next week.